What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Mark Evans, DM, coming to you. Cigars and coffee. Ooh, lots of black and gold. Love it, guys. Hey, as you guys are coming on, we're getting started here in a second. Appreciate you guys being here. First and foremost, if you guys are not following me, good morning, Kelly. Good morning, guys and gals. If you guys aren't following me on Instagram, check me out at Mark Evans DM. Yes, it's true. This Friday at 12:34 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have the new book coming out, Magician vs. Mule. I'll keep you guys posted on that. I'm going to be giving over $100,000 away in gifts and prizes for everyone that participates in the big day. Not only that, it's an amazing journey. It's my daughter's 1-year birthday, so she turns 1 on this Friday. So we're going to have a quarantined birthday party as well as a quarantined book launch party, and I hope you guys can join us. Anyways, again, cheers. I'm thinking about y'all, and if you guys have questions, I'd love to do some interaction today, because today's training, message is really about who do you have to become to get what you really want. That all starts off on a couple things. What's up, Danzy? I'm going to have Dan on the show here shortly. What's up, Tony? Hey, good morning, buddy. How you been? So, guys, if you would give me a shout out, let me know where you guys are from and all that. So, as I'm sitting here today, very grateful. Before we get started, very grateful to even be here and to have you guys here following me and sharing. You know, I got so much love and support yesterday. What's up, Zachary? Yesterday, I posted a picture of me being super fat and then me being a little bit less fat on a journey that I'm working on, as I do. You know, have a problem with eating. I enjoy eating food. What's up, Colorado, right? I do enjoy eating food when I'm winning. I do enjoy eating food when I'm not winning. So it's always something I've always struggled. It's funny, I've never saw it as a struggle, but it clearly is a struggle. So I think a lot of times you guys see people up in the morning or doing their thing or being successful financially or in front of you thinking everyone has their shit figured out. The truth is we all know no one is 100% on anything or everything. So we all have flaws. We all have issues. The question is what are we doing to address them, and what are we doing to fix them, right? And what work? What's up, Nate? What's up, Jonah? What's up, Christopher? What's up, Dylan? What's up, Connor? So as I'm sitting here, I'm on day 6 of 75. It's amazing. Awesome. Thank you, Tony. That's awesome, man. Yeah, it's a journey, man. It's a fun process, man. It really is a mindset game. Not necessarily a weight loss game. Just happens some good side benefits are the weight loss and all that. My feet were pretty beat up. I'm still walking and stuff, though. I can't stop. I wake up and automatically do it. I forget I'm off the routine, but I'm still in it. But I had thousands of people like and comment, and there's no way I can get to everybody. I wish I could, but it was absolutely amazing. And you know, we hear about everyone, you know, shaming and being mean online and all this stuff. And the truth is, not one person said a mean thing. And if they did, I wouldn't even hear them. But so many positive feedbacks. And, you know, when you speak the truth, and which that is the truth, it's super raw. I'm like literally exposed, pretty much naked, minus the shorts on, and getting amazing comments like that. It really is empowering. And your comments matter, by the way. If you follow anybody, letting them know, no matter if they're big or small, just saying, "Hey, great job," or "Wow, you know, congrats," or what, any and all that, anything positive, putting it out there, let you know that I read every single one of them. I wish I could reply to them all. It's just not possible. But there's some really cool things going on online and in the world, and I know we only hear the negative stuff, but there's a lot of positive stuff there. So today, I kind of want to talk about. Yesterday, I had a guest on, Sean Whalen. We were talking about, you know, succeeding at high levels and how do we get what we want. And the truth is, number one, we got to start with what do we even want? You know, this sounds so elementary, but it's not. And the truth is, it changes often. But have you ever sit down and invested time in yourself, asking yourself, what do you want? And it's different timelines too, right? What do you want this month? What do you want this year? What do you want 10 years from now? Like, so for example, for me, I have a 5-year-old, soon to be 5-year-old in August, and a soon to be 1-year-old this Friday. And what I want right now until the kids are 18 years old is going to be way different than when they turn 18, right? Maybe different houses or different locations or more traveling, and I'm not saying I'm not doing certain things because, I'm trying to like have it hard on myself, but like we change, like when you have kids, you're going to have different needs and wants. At least I do to be a parent. If you are trying to work on your business, you're going to have different needs and wants. If you're starting a business or you bought a business, these are different needs and wants. But what do you really want out of your life? Like, and I'm just using examples here, but what do you want? And I talk about the perfect day, the perfect day from the time you get up, and I'm talking being as very detailed as possible, where you're waking up at, what's the temperature in the room, what kind of noises do you hear, what time is it in the day, who is beside you, what does the pillows feel like, what does the blankets feel like, what does the bed feel like, what do you feel when you step your feet on the ground, is it soft, is it hard, is it cold, is it warm, is it breezy? Like, just get so detailed into it where you're actually almost in it, you're living in it, and you're creating your perfect day. And perfect day does not necessarily mean that you don't have any things that are pushing you or stretching you, because I like to be stretched. I like to push the boundaries. It's not fun for me, honestly, to sit around and do nothing. It's really not enjoyable. I get massive anxiety attacks. I think about like what I can do and, how I can be bigger, who I can make an impact with, and how we can share with people. So it's really, what do you want first and foremost? Do you want the business to serve you, or do you want to serve the business? I recommend the latter. I want the business to serve me. I build these things and or buy them. I recommend buying businesses, not building them initially. That's a whole nother conversation for another day. But I like buying businesses that I can buy into all the hard work. It takes 6 years, 5 to 6 years to really get some traction. I'd rather buy time. I can buy your 5 or 6 years of time for pennies on the dollar. And really, truthfully, why we're all here is we're trying to figure out how to get more time to do the things we love to do. So that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. By the way, guys, let me stop for a second. Tomorrow, I have an amazing guest, a very, very big guest. I won't announce his name yet, but today you'll see it come out. His name is Mike. That's all I can say. But this guy has many amazing best-selling books. He has helped millions of people across the world. His book's been translated many, many times over. And if you're in business, you definitely want to be on this podcast show, this show here, Cigars and Coffee. We actually are going to do a show tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I believe that's right. So be on the lookout for that. That show is going to be epic. It will change your life if you show up, I promise you, because his information changed my life and my business trajectory. So it's an honor to have him on the show. What's up, Maggio? What's up, Tom? What's up, Pat? But what do you want? Like, that's the real question. And it's like, and again, these are tough. These are tough decisions oftentimes when you start asking tough questions and real questions. What do you want? What do you want from your spouse? What do you want from your kids? What do you want for you, right? It starts with us. And then we start asking, like, how can I, my wife and I actually just had to talk about this yesterday for about a half hour, where we're talking about our goals, our dreams, and it gets emotional, right? Because, it's like you're both fighting your old stories that we've been told in our head. I still think I'm poor because that's how I financially, because it's like, I look at things differently now. It's and I'm just being transparent. Like, to make $1 million is not hard at all once you understand how to make $1 million. But to get to $1 million, it seems hard because you don't know how to do it. If you knew how to do it, you'd already be doing it. And that's the point of this is. How do we get on the pod? Well, you can hop on Beacon show. Let the team know, the viewers know how to hop on here if they want to ask a question. But we dig down and really ask. I spend a lot of time, to be truthful with you guys, about what do I want. I make all my decisions based off of that. And like, for example, let's say in real estate, I'm very clear on what kind of real estate deals I like to do. And people will send me deals that are good deals all the time. I get deals sent to me daily. And I only do a small handful of them. Not because they're not good deals, not because I can't do the deal. It's because I don't want to do the deal. See, I'm not a whore to do a deal. I don't care about deals like that. I care about what can the deal do for me, not what can I do for the deal. And you see, back in the day when I really figured this out, this is years ago now, but it's funny, like, people will send me mean messages when I say no to their deal. I'm not saying no to you. I'm just saying, no, it doesn't fit in my criteria. How could you be pissed off at that? That just shows me that you're immature and you don't know what you're doing. That's exactly what that shows, by the way. And unfortunately, it's not going to serve you. It will never help you. You're going to always be stuck in that. You're always fighting for no reason. There's no fight. It's just, hey, it's not a fit. It's like, hey, if you like, well, again, I don't get that, but everyone's different. And you got to find out what someone's seeking or wanting to be able to help them. What's up, Chris? What's up, Shakur? Beacon, did you let everyone know? I don't see any information in there. Beacon will be posting how to do some stuff over there, so give him a second. I'm not calling you to do a three-way. Call. Hop online, man. It's so easy. So, but yeah, at the end of the day, you guys got to figure out what you want. How does that's the question you need to answer. How can the business serve you? How can it serve you? See, I look at these businesses. I have a bunch of businesses. I'm in the education business. I'm in the publishing business. I'm in the real estate business. I'm in the information business. I'm in the coaching business. I'm in the supplement business. I'm in the media business. I have a bunch of different mixes and different types of businesses. And I don't own them all 100%, but I do have a lot of different pieces in a lot of these companies, and I'm always learning. But one thing I realize is that I can't do everything. I used to think I could, but the truth is, and I'd always say, well, no one's going to do it as good as me. And that may or may not be true. But the thing is if I can get 10 people doing it half as me, they're still doing it 400% better than me. And I don't have to do it. And not only that, I'm stealing from myself, number one. And number two, I'm stealing from people, great people that want to help, do what they're great at. Some people are great at sending emails. Some people are great at creating content. Some people are great at doing video editing and such. And if I try to do all these things to save a couple pennies, ultimately I'm hurting myself and not being able to live to my fullest potential. So this is what, back to the serving piece, how can the business serve you? One to many. Be thinking one to many. That's what I think about all day long. That's why I do this cigar and coffee show. I can speak once for an hour, and it can be heard forever. See, I'm not doing this, by the way, and this sounds like a dick move, but I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing this for me and my kids and my family. See, I'm not creating, I'm documenting. This is the stuff I think about and do every day, all the time. I'm just here to share it with you guys. Hopefully this information will knowledge you up and help make your life better. That's my goal. I have no script. I have no clue what I'm going to say next. I have no trickery in my conversations, in my verbiage, in my language to get you to push hot buttons to get you to buy something. I'm not that smart. At the end of the day, for you, what I want to do is realize is that there's so much opportunity. And when I shared that post yesterday, vulnerability is a very powerful piece. A lot of people see vulnerability as a weakness. I see it as a strength. Recently, I shared a message on Easter about, hey, I'd buy your dinner or buy your, if you need food for your family for Easter. Me and Dina, we came together and we said we would do that. Well, we had some people reach out and they're like, man, I feel weak and this is a weakness. And I'm like, listen, this is not weak. I asked a question, you responded. I think it's empowering. It's very empowering because you're not asking for a handout, you're asking for a handout. There's a big difference. If someone said, hey, man, this is so easy to send you a message to get free stuff, well, that's a different story, right? That's a handout, and that's not happening in my world. So, it's not meant to be easy. It's meant to be vulnerable, and it's meant to push on you. And what I want you to do is realize is that if you knew how to get what you wanted, so right now you might be struggling with something, and if you knew how to get it, you would already have it, right? So don't get down on yourself thinking you're freaking out and you're getting overwhelmed. Overwhelmed is a good thing if you control it, if you manage it. Because being overwhelmed means you actually want to pursue better. You want to be better. If you're not overwhelmed, you're not pushing the boundaries. Do you think like a runner when they're running a mile trying to get their personal record, their all-time best record, they're not stressed out the night before, as soon as that gun goes off? And then boom, you know what I mean? It's very powerful. They're stressed. Why? Because they're pushing their mental boundaries. See, just like you, when you're sitting there getting ready to send your 1,000-person postcard list for $500, you're thinking, oh my God, this is $500. What if it doesn't work? Well, it's already working if you push the button and send it. Why? Well, one, you got over the hump to send 1,000 postcards. Two, you invested in yourself. Three, you're going to get feedback within the next 7 days or less if it worked or didn't work. And what if it did work? Well, you could get calls coming in and you're going to convert them into dollars and you're going to make revenue. What if it didn't work necessarily with the amount of leads coming in that you expected and all that? One, maybe you need to change your expectations. Two, what did you learn from your expectation management conversation you just had if it didn't work out the way you thought? So you're constantly learning. You cannot not learn when you're pursuing something bigger. That's how it works. Don't think you're going to wake up one day and become a millionaire or multimillionaire by not taking the first step of sending 1,000 postcards, or sending the daily emails that you should be sending to your list, or posting and advertising and marketing your product or services to help people. Well, I want to be behind the scenes. There's nothing wrong with that. But listen, Ronald McDonald is a character. Create a character for your company and go out and build it, right? Same thing with Wendy. Right, that was Dave Thomas's visual of, hey, this is an individual. He turned that into the company, and now it's Wendy, not Dave Thomas, even though Dave Thomas came back in there and became the celebrity in his own business. But there's a lot of cool things that we can do as business owners. Beacon, do we have anybody here who wants to hop on? I must come first, or I will not be there to make a difference in anyone's life. I don't know what that means, but.
Not yet. I've been messaging people. Seems like people are intrigued. So, guys, be sure to message in the chat, comment, hey, I want to hop on the live, or personally message Mark on Facebook, and I'll be able to go ahead.
Don't message me, man. I'm not in Facebook.
Message the page, the Facebook page, and I'll be able to connect with you guys. All right.
So, guys, as I'm sitting here, again, like if you have questions about your business, about your marketing or whatever, Dave Thomas, yes, sir, Paul. So now that we know what we want, right, our ideal life, now what we need to do is we need to start asking ourselves the question, who do we need to become to get it? Who do we need to surround ourselves around? So quick story, I used to, in Columbus, Ohio, when I was broke, I used to go down on Executive Drive to Hyde Park, the original Hyde Park in Columbus, Ohio, small little place. I'd used to dress in my $200 JCPenney suit. And I didn't really drink back then. I'd sit down at the bar. I'd get like some kind of water, seltzer water or whatever, so it looks bubbly. It looks like I'm drinking vodka tonics or something. Have a lime in it. I tell this, the bartender, hey man, just keep it coming, like I'm drinking, but I'm not. And I would just sit at the bar by myself for hours on end, many, many, many days. What I was trying to do is see what rich people talked about. And again, this is judgmental. I thought they were rich. Everyone's rich in there. That's not the case. But they typically, if you're spending $100 to $200 a night for dinner per person, you probably have a little bit more money. You definitely had more money than I had because I couldn't even afford to eat there at that time. This is 96 to 99, 2000. So I was sitting in there just hanging out and listening to all the conversations. Clearly, you're going to strike up conversations. And I'd listen to people like, yeah, man, I own this business. Hey, man, did you hear about this new weight limit thing at 6,001 pounds? You could write this off as farm machinery, and it's the new Hummer H2. I don't know if you remember those days back in 05, 03, or whatever it was. But like I'd listen to these conversations, and I was just collecting data. I'd literally sit at the bar all night with a notepad and paper, because we didn't have cell phones like we do now, and I'd sit there and take notes. I wasn't sitting there the whole time writing notes like a weirdo. Well, maybe sometimes, but like I was mostly like just jotting down bullets. And then I'd get excited, go home, and I would journal. I'd be like, man, that guy was wearing a bow tie. That guy was wearing these shoes, or he looked like that, or he drove this car. And I was just trying to get in, who do I have to become? And again, it's the only thing I knew how to do. Knowing what I know now, especially with the internet available, you guys literally can go to YouTube University, find people that you want to mimic, find people that have what you want, and start seeking what they do to get it. What do they read? What mastermind groups are they a part of? What are they talking about daily? The biggest thing I can tell you, the people that are not successful for where they want to be, it's simply because they're talking about the wrong stuff. They don't have high-level conversations. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you see it, the truth is the reason the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, it's simply because they're having different conversations. That's it. I know. because I've been poor. I go in poor situations, and I've been in rich. I'm telling you right now, when you're hanging out with wealthy people, we're not sitting around, well, my buddies anyways, we're not sitting around talking about stuff that doesn't produce results, that doesn't make an impact, that doesn't accomplish big goals, that doesn't make us better. We're talking about like, hey man, where are you investing in? Hey, what are you investing in right now? Is it time? Is it energy? Is it marketing? Hey, where's the pivot opportunities? Hey, who are you hiring? What kind of bonus structures are you doing? Like, we're talking about that stuff all the time, literally all the time. We're not talking about, hey man, did you see Home Depot raise their prices $2.12 for concrete quick mix? Oh man, Jesus, man, these contractors, I can't get shit done with these guys. They're never on the job site. They're too busy. I'm wasting my time and my money, blah, 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 blah. That's what goes on. I know. I used to be this person, by the way, so I'm talking to me. I'm telling you, until you change your conversations, your results will not change. But you have to know that you're having these shitty conversations. And I talk about this in the Magician vs. Mule book, by the way. We'll be out this Friday. Get ready. I talk about that. What do I talk about? You got to be new and approved. Your shampoo, your toothpaste, everything you touch in your house probably says new and improved. Are you new and approved? Or are you used and abused? See, we use and abuse ourselves constantly. That's what mules do. We actually I worked harder than you. Okay, what does that mean? What does it mean? No one cares if you work hard or not except you, because hard is relative. I don't know what it means. Do you? You don't know what it means either. You might think you know what it means. Well, I got blisters on my hand. That doesn't mean it's hard work. That might mean you're doing dumb work. What do I mean? Well, what if I'm trying to dig a basement and you're out there working your ass off with a tablespoon digging the hole for the basement? You're going to work hard. It's going to take you 1.5 years to dig the hole for the basement. While I'm on the lot next door to you, I'm on a big traco. Done. 3 hours. I got the perimeter done. I'm ready to lay the footers. Let's go. We both worked hard. One just working a different type of hard. Because I'm off to the next job. I did 3 jobs in a day, and you barely scratched the surface, literally, with the tablespoon. But you're out telling all your friends. You're online. You're on yourself. I worked so hard today. People just don't understand me. And while you're working hard, you're listening to rap music or whatever kind of music you're listening to, which I'm not knocking music, but you're working hard like that. You should be feeding your brain books, audiobooks, podcast shows. You could be learning on how not to work hard like that. But Mark, you don't understand. I can't afford a tracker like you. That's your problem then. You don't ask the right questions. You can rent them. You don't have to afford them. The individual you're doing it for has to pay for it. You just have to figure out how to get in the middle and do the work. You know what I mean? Shane, thank you, buddy. Not yet. Comes out Friday. Shane. Please hold off if you want to be a part of the gifts anyways. Daryl, it's not on audio yet. It will be in about 30 to 60 days. Audio is a whole different animal. It's actually my first audiobook. So guys and gals, here's the thing is working hard. Beacon, he works hard all the time, but he fucks up all the time too. He creates his own hard work. Recently we did a video. It's like, dude, I want it still. Don't move it. What's he do? It's moving in. It's moving out. It's moving in. It's moving out. Oh man, it's so big deal. Just fix it. No, it is a big deal. Why? Because you can't take simple directions and you're creating issues where there's no issues to be created. Some people do this consciously and subconsciously. Promise you. And I'm not picking on Beacon. I'd say this to him 101. And by the way, he does it all the time because he's fighting something that he's not fighting. You understand, people create fights for no reason to make them feel sufficient. Some people, I remember this one time, I won't say who it is because I don't want to pick on people, but yo, man, we have an issue. No, I don't have an issue. You have an issue. You know what I mean? We don't have an issue unless you have a mouse in your pocket. I don't have an issue. You do because you messed up. Fix it. I don't message people when I have an issue. I get the shit done and I get my work done and I do what I said I'm going to do, no more, no less. See, the thing is I'm not looking for someone to say, good job, Mark, way to go. I'm not doing that at all. Actually, I don't have that. I don't even think about it. Me accomplishing my goals is the only pat on the back I need. You know what I mean? That's all I need. Why? Because that's how I function. Everyone functions differently. Why do you think why do you think A students work for C and D students? You guys have all heard that saying, right? Well, the truth is because the A students, from my experience, they have a structure. I know Adam talks about this all the time, but A students, the reason they're A students because they can go there, they can perform, and then get good grades, and they're in a structure, they're in a box in school, and they get rewarded for being good listeners, good doers. They box them in, and then they go to college, and then it gets ugly. Why? Because you're in charge of your schedule. You had a little too many drinks the night before, so you kind of let one day slide, then 2 days slide. Why do A students drop out of college? Why do they fail out? Well, there's a reason. See, when you have constraints and people put you in a box and they force you to do stuff, that's what happens. You do what you're supposed to do so you can get the little check mark or the star or whatever people want. So for me, I don't need any of that. This is C and D students from my experience, and I'm not saying A students aren't successful. I'm just saying a lot of guys I hang out with, we're not that smart intellectually, getting great grades. I barely graduated high school, for God's sakes, and never went to college. But I have a lot of smart people I work with, and I'm the driver, I'm the leader on certain pieces, and I'm pulling from them their expertise. So everyone has their role. But where I was going with that is like, you guys got to understand is like, who do you need to become? See, when I became the person when I said, hey, I don't need to know everything, I need to hire great people, my life and business started changing drastically. Why did it change? Because I had no ego anymore. See, I thought it was weak when I didn't know the answer to the question. Mark, how much is title? I don't know. Call the title company and ask them. Well, dude, I thought you were a real estate investor. Okay. Like, what does that mean? See, I know who to call. I don't need to know. Like, I'm not thinking about how much things cost. I'm thinking about how much we make. You understand that, right? Successful people aren't focused on the things we can't control. There's certain things like this mug, I can buy it for $5 from this company or $7 from that company. Do you think $2 is going to change my life in any way, shape, or form? But back in the day, the old me would fight, try to get it for an extra dollar off of the $5 and try to get it for $4, and I'd spend 3 weeks trying to negotiate a deal. It made me feel good. It's silly. It doesn't do anything. It actually steals from my future. Because the mindset's wrong. It's a good deal at 5 or a good deal at 7. Take it. I don't care. Let's just go. I don't want to hear about it. I just want to close the deal and move on. Could you always get a better price? Yes. Could you always pay more? Yes. What does it mean? So the thought auditing forces you to start asking better questions. If you want bigger results in your life, you totally have to change who you are. I'm telling you. This is why you're frustrated and not getting what you want. It's not hard. It is hard, but it's not hard to realize why you don't have it. You're not asking the right questions. You're not talking about the right things. You're not doing the right things at all. I know I did this for 10 years. I was banging my head against the wall. How to make more money? Work harder. That's what I would say. That's not the answer. That's definitely not the answer. The truth is, if working hard made you more money, coal miners would be the richest people in the world. They're out there all day, 12, 15, 16 hours a day. Hard work is relative. There's different ways to do it. What do you want out of this? What do you want it to look like? You are a mule. We all are mules. Do you even know that? That's the first step, right? Realizing, oh my God, I'm a mule. I get it. Okay, now that I'm a mule and I want more, who do I need to become to get more? That's a good question to ask. You don't need to know the answer right out of the gate, by the way. It'd be amazing if it happened that quick. That's just not how it works. It's a process. It's a journey, right? Just like with weight loss with me, for 75 days, I had to really I didn't want to do it 90% of the time, but I had to do it because this is who I want to become. And I have to do something different than what I've been doing to get the results that I want. I had to change. I had to change. Change is real. Change isn't easy, right? If you want to get better at financials, you got to start working on your financial abilities. If you take in $1, you don't go blow $1.20. If you take in $1, you don't go charge things on your credit card. Well, it's 0% interest. No one cares. You shouldn't be buying it. It's a shirt or it's a bed. Like, leave it alone. You've done without already. Why do you need it now? Well, that's how, again, what you're doing is you're filling voids when you buy junk like that. And no one cares except you. It doesn't serve you. And if you want that stuff, keep doing it. But people typically follow me want a better life. They want more out of their life. They want to make a bigger impact in their life and their kids' lives and their family's life around them. That's what I want, and I hope that's what you want. If you guys have any questions, I'd love to answer your questions. As you guys know, this Friday at 12:34 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I have a new book coming out, Magician vs. Mule. 100% of the net proceeds will be going to charity for this book, as all of my books do forever. I give all the money away, net profits. It's an awesome book. I'll just kind of share a couple pieces here. Be intentional, chapter 3. Be intentional. You know, a lot of people out here not intentional at much at all. Why wouldn't they? Mark, you don't understand. No one's going to look. Trust me. Well, why wouldn't they? You know, why wouldn't they do business with you? You asked them for the business. Why wouldn't they do it? You know, progress over perfection. You perfectionists, I guess, out there, you know who you are. You know, you understand that's a form of procrastination, right? First of all, there's nothing you've ever done that's perfect, ever. No one has, no one will, ever. Perfect, it doesn't exist. It's made up. It's a protection mode that you've created in your brain to make you feel significant inside of something, to make you feel like you have control over something you can't control. You're not a perfectionist, you're a procrastinator. It's a whole nother story. Talk about that. Social circles. Your social circles, you've heard, your net worth is your net worth. It's funny to me in high school, if you're hanging out with the druggies, you're going to be a druggie. Even if you don't do it, for the simple fact of power of association. If you hang out with thieves, guess what? You're a thief. If you hang out with the jocks, you're a jock. If you're whatever, you're whatever. Why does it change when we get older? So you don't have mom and dad in your ear saying, change your circle, son. It's okay to change. If you want better life, you have to change your circle. I'm not saying you have to disown them. I'm just saying you have to have limited conversations with them. You all know what I'm talking about. You know that person you're going to call when you want to get in trouble. You know that person you're going to call when you want to get a couple drinks and you shouldn't be doing it, but you know if you call them, they're always down for it. You know that person you're going to call that's going to shoot straight with you, even if they hurt your feelings, when you want real talk, right? So this is what it's about. Social circles. Teach your children. Talk about it all the time. I did a great podcast show. It's a big download over there on the making of a DM on iTunes. But your children are watching. They're all watching. Everyone's watching. With social media right now, you know how many of you are watching this episode right now without engaging? You're watching it. You're listening to it. But you're not posting anything. You're not liking. You're not commenting. Everyone's watching. But most importantly, you're watching yourself. I hope. Impact and giving back. The only reason I'm here is to impact and give back. What's up, Gianna? Finding your identity. Ooh, that's a big one. This is the one that's going to make you dry heave a little bit. This is the one that's going to make you, get a little antsy. See, I grew up in small town Ohio. Everyone works really hard. Really hard. They're great people, great athletes, great morals. Like, they wake up, they do the work, it's fun. Like, I love where I grew up. I don't want to live there, but I love growing up there. And what happened is I always saw me as a construction worker or a farmer. That's what I thought I was going to be my whole life, a farmer or a construction worker, because that's what we do where we're from. And I enjoyed it. Some of my best memories are hanging out with my dad and my uncles, building houses, doing construction work, sweating my ass off, my knuckles bleeding, my hands bleeding. right? At the job site, sitting there with dirty hands, busted up face, and all this stuff, sweat coming down, sitting in the middle of the house with the roof about to go up, and I'm eating a turkey sandwich with cheese and chips and drinking a Mountain Dew with my dad and my uncles. Some of my best memories of my life. It's not going to get me to where I want to go, though. It truly wasn't. And I had to fight that. I fought it for many, many years. Like, this is who I am. This is what I do. This is how I do it. Well, Mark, if you want this, you have to detach from that. I don't have to leave it. I don't have to never talk about it. I just have to move beyond it. You know what I mean? It's almost like an addiction, like we're addicted to who we are. You know what I mean? And until you admit it, you can't recover from it. So I love those memories. I still don't mind doing hard work, but the truth is my time is so much more valuable than changing light bulbs. My time is so much more valuable than building a house. Like, I'm looking at building a couple houses right now for myself and my family. And the truth is I might go and tinker around, but I'm going to hire the GC and they're going to run the project and they're going to do what I love to do back in the day. And I'm going to show up 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, and that's it on the project. And I'm going to have Mark play around on the project and maybe jump on the backhoe and bobcat or whatever. But I'm not saying I'm doing all the work. My old self is like, well, I could do that. If they want 100, I could do it for 80. You know what I mean? So our identity, many people have an identity crisis. I know I did for 10 years, 10, 11 years. You know? Let go of the obstacles. What if there was no obstacles? What if they're all self-made? See, when you get that lawsuit, is that an obstacle? I don't know. I've been sued many times, right? Back in the day when it first happened, I was scared. I didn't do anything wrong, but the guy was trying to take advantage of me, right? So there was a lawsuit. Okay, well, we got to deal with it. Is it an obstacle or an opportunity? I saw it as an opportunity to tighten up the ship on the front end. I saw it as an opportunity to learn on how to never have this happen again. I learned this as an opportunity to learn about people, what they say and when they say it and how they say certain things. It means something. So I was dissecting it. Not only that, what I'm really saying is I'm responsible for everything, good and bad. So when that lawsuit came in, I didn't say, oh man, poor me, that's not my fault, that's his fault. No, it's my fault because I got in to deal with him. If I didn't say yes, I wouldn't be in this situation. See, us as humans, we like to take responsibility for all the good stuff and no responsibility for the bad stuff. No matter what happens in your life, just so you know, you are responsible for it, good and bad. I know, it's tough, but it's true. Thoughts on the thoughts. I call it thoughts, right? Or thought auditing. Where did your thoughts come from? Why do you think about money the way you think about it? Why do you think about hard work the way you think about it? Why do you think about your visual looks the way you look at it? Why? Where does it come from? When you get in a fight with your spouse, why do you react the way you react? Why do you talk the way you talk? What do you think about and why? When you buy a car, what's your buying process thought? When you buy a TV, what's your buying thought process? When you spend money on marketing, what's your thought process? When you're getting ready to give money to charity, what's your thought process? I always love this story about my grandmother. She's amazing. She passed away in 2005, but she was an amazing person and a great mentor to me in many ways, even if she knew it or not. I was like paying attention to her, right? We're all watching. And I always remember someone would come to the door and she's like, geez, well, I'm not giving them money. They're just going to go out and buy beer with it or go get drinks. She'd say something like that. And it'd be like Red Cross or something. And or like, they're not doing the right things with the money. And I'd always think, I'm like, Grandma, you're giving, obviously you want to vet. You don't want to just give people money to give money. But like if it's a big organization and they feel like they've been around for 100 years, there might be something to them, right? And I think like, I can't control the behavior of the person I'm giving the money to. I can control my behavior by doing it. So she'd give the money and she would get so stressed out thinking that they're going to do the wrong things with it that she would actually avoid giving money, right? And to me, giving is one of the best things you could ever do. It's like the most fun thing I get to do in my life to be able to give here, to be able to give money to charities, to be able to give back in major ways, time, energy, and effort and money. But I always think about her like, that's a thought that she had, like people do bad stuff. And it's just interesting to me, like, where did my cheap mentality come from? That's why I like to go to nice, high-end, expensive restaurants, because that was never an option when I was growing up. I didn't even know those existed, because Pizza Hut on Friday was an amazing gift for us, and it was awesome. My parents are amazing. But, when you go and your whole life you see, Jesus, the beer's $1.25, not $1. I would think to myself, well, why don't we just sit at home and pay 60 cents for it? Like, I don't understand the thought process, but you got to remember how he grew up, or my mom grew up, or how their parents grew up. And like the identity across the board, there's not much change if you don't change it. And I often would think, this is what I write down, by the way, still today, if not me, then who? If I don't change the pattern in our family tree, then who's going to do it? If I don't change the financial literature, like our financial thought processes in our family tree, then who's going to do it? Think about it. Who's going to do it? If not you, then who? Move with purpose and urgency. If you're not moving with purpose, there's zero urgency there for sure. See, it's okay to be patient, but also urgent at the same time. Too many people are walking around like they're going to live forever. It's embarrassing. I've had people on my teams that are like, oh, it's amazing out there. I got so much good stuff going on. No, dude, you're a loser. You have no goals, you have no direction, and you're not doing anything except stealing from the system. Step your game up, right? You have value. This is a tough one. You are valuable. I remember very clearly one day, kind of drizzling out. I was at the golf course with my buddy Tim, Joe, and Tom. We're sitting in a room. So you guys have a mastermind. The investment's $35,000 a year. And I have 33 guys in there. 35 grand. You might be thinking, who the hell is going to pay 35 grand to be in a mastermind group? Well, lots of people do. And I'm sitting there, and we're talking, and I'm running the mastermind, and we're just talking. This is us just hanging out golfing, and and Tim and Joe are about to do some mastermind stuff, and they're getting ready to do an event. And I told them they need to charge $5,000. I think that was the number we were talking about. And they're like, who would pay me $5 grand? And I'm like, dude, you pay me 35 grand. Why wouldn't they pay you $5 grand for the expedited information you could deliver to them? See, we don't think about, do you understand how much knowledge you have on specific things? Do you understand? You're so much more valuable. See, here's where I think people get in trouble. They're so used to a job getting paid $20 an hour. Well, that's all the job pays. Well, that's not true. Every job has consultants. Every job has, people that are educating the employees to grow and be bigger and stronger and more profitable for a company. You've probably been at the company. You probably know the company better than the owner knows the company. If you went to the owner or other owners in that industry and you had higher level knowledge of how to processes, operations, procedures, or whatever, streamlining something to make them more money, you're selling money on money. It's an investment. If you could save a company like mine $1 million, how much would you be worth to me if you could help me save $1 million in the next 12 months? So you got to reframe how you think about what your value and what your worth is. You've invested 20 years of your life to learn something. That's got to be worth something, don't you think? You better believe it. But how do you package it? How do you position it? You got to understand that you're valuable. And you don't have to come out of the gate at the highest price under the moon. You have to just start understanding that you have more value than you're allowing yourself to get in front of. You can do it. Get out of your own way. Right? All the stuff, by the way, I'm saying it's easier said than done. Get out of your own way. Well, real quick here, let's answer some questions. Will, I think a common problem associating time with money. How long will it take me to make this back? How much time is spending on this. Seems like a tough obstacle to overcome to get. Will, I'd love to have you on. Jump on here, buddy. Dylan, loved your podcast episode on urgency. Be patient on the long term, but urgent on the daily actions to get there. Absolutely. Jason Turner, I just invested $7K in coaching for myself this year and worth every penny. That's awesome, man. Congrats. Being a knowledge broker is powerful. Being an action taker is just as powerful. But yes, it is. Will, I'd love to understand your question. I don't think – so, guys, just so you know, I've never had a real job, a W-2 job my entire life, adult life, I should say. I've always, if I don't kill it, I don't eat. If I don't make money today, I don't eat today kind of thing. So you're going to have to realize I'm doing this video. I make zero money from it. Zilch. See, I don't look at value as trading time for dollars. That's the difference with me, truthfully, I believe. I don't look at it like that. If I did, I wouldn't be here. I'm not getting paid, right? I look at things differently. I look at things as value impact propositions. If I share enough, ultimately millions of people see it, a percentage are going to like it. Or in the beginning, 100 people see it, a percentage is going to like it. It's all percentage driven. A lot of times you're in trouble if you're never going to get to the next level, ever to the next level. If you're looking, well, I put an hour in, I'm worth $200 an hour. Okay, cool. You're probably shortchanging yourself, by the way, if you think that's all you're worth. But $200 an hour, cool. See, if you're worth so much money, here's what's always interesting to me. Certain people are worth so much money per hour, but yet they have no money. Maybe they have an ego. That's what I think. I look at this way differently. I look at how can I be valuable? How can I share so much information? How can I be so present and so visible? And ultimately something. Dude, I have free podcast shows, The Making of the DM. All my books are online. You can buy them. I think this is my 13th or 14th book. I share everything I know. So why do people pay $35,000 to get one-on-one, to get high-level, valuable conversations around a small group of guys and gals that will help guide them? Know your worth, dude. You're not worth $1. Do you understand today? This is a true story. I'm not just saying this to impress, but to impress upon. Today, I'll make over I'll generate 6 figures in net profits today. I have a couple big deals closing that I've never touched. I don't even know the addresses, to be honest with you. My team has handled everything. All I did is do this. Thumbs up, send it to the accountant to send the money, 30 to 60 days ago. And today, they all pay off. Not all, but 3 or 4 of them do. They get paid out. I get the money in the bank. It will be a 6-figure day. And I'm still doing the same thing I would do if I made $0 today. And I'm going to do the same thing if I made $1 million today or $10 million today. Why? Because it's actions. I don't see that. By the way, that would have never happened if I was trading time for dollars. Ever. I don't look at it like that. See, I'm not looking. This is why a lot of people don't join masterminds. Well, Mark, if I give you $35,000, how quickly can I make my money back? I don't know. Are you a lazy piece of shit? Probably never. By the way, if you ask that question ever in my group, you're never getting invited in, because it's not a question to ask for success. That's setting you up. By the way, if someone answers that question for you in a mastermind, they're just selling you. They're not serving you, because there's no one can answer that question at all. There's no way. It's impossible. This isn't like a commodity. I don't know what you have. I don't know what you're offering. I don't know what you're capable of. I don't even know if you're going to do the work. So for me to answer the question would be asinine, and it'd be straight stealing from me if I told you an answer, because I've just tried to sell you. I could give you some hypotheticals, and I could tell you what my intentions are, but that's about it. But again, I listen to what people really say. If someone asks that question, I'm not your guy, because I don't think like that. I have invested in masterminds where I pay $100,000 for 3 meetings. 3 meetings for $100,000, $33,000 per meeting. I'm not paying for who's in that room, by the way. Sounds crazy, right? I'm paying for who's not in the room. See, when you have people that are qualified and pay $100,000 in the room, what kind of conversations is going on in that room, you think? Do you think we're talking about the weather? Do you think we're talking about our winning high school touchdown? Do you think we're talking about that time that, in fourth grade this happened? No, dude, we're talking about how are we taking over the world? How are we creating this funnel that's going to extract these many people, and this is going to happen, and we're going to impact so many people when this happens? That's what we're doing. Yes, this book comes out Friday at 12:34 p.m. Dan, hop on, buddy. Hey, I appreciate your view, knowing your worth. I do 3D realistic renders for high-end residential homes. 5 to 20,000 square feet. When I started, I would do this for free because it's just something I loved. I got nervous as hell once quoting a 26,000 foot house, and they instantly agreed to the price. That was my changing moment. That was my last project. Now I'm trying to scale up. I appreciate it, man. Hey, Dan, how much, you don't have to tell me, I just would like to know, how much does it cost for a 3D rendering on a 26,000 square foot house? 26,000. I'd love to know that. Both times we have met been game-changing for me. Jason, hop on here, please. Someone hop on here. I want to talk to you guys. I'm a face-to-face guy, by the way. I'm an old school hillbilly. You can take me out of the sticks, but you can't take the sticks out of me, right? So get out of your own way. Patience. It never happens fast enough, ever. Never happens fast enough. So you got to be patient, though. You got to know that you're on track. Like, guys, it's like, you got to understand, like, it's like if you want to lose weight. You don't go to the gym in one day and lose all the weight you went after, right? What's up, Dan? Let's bring you. How you doing, buddy?
Good, you?
Amazing, man. Thank you. Hey, appreciate you being here, man. So, yeah. 26,000 square foot house. Where was it located at?
They're in Mississippi. And I say they because it's an online family. Each brother's doing real well. And so they're building two of them, actually. So it was a group price, including two 24 to 26,000 square foot houses, 6,000 square foot middle building. And I offered at 75 cents a square foot.
Yeah. What's that come out to? I'm slow at math.
I think it was 12-ish per house.
12,000. Yeah. So 24 grand.
I believe so.
So, and to build a house like that probably costs about $300 to $400 a square foot, right? In real life.
Yeah. I live north of Indianapolis, but I mean, these are top of the line modern houses with floor to ceiling glass like you see in skyscrapers. So I'm sure.
Yeah. So it might be closer to 1,000 to 2,000 square foot, to build. So when you say 75 cents, they're like, what's 75 cents?
Yeah. And the cool thing on one of them is, so the whole reason I do it is that way they can import their materials before, like their countertops and things, right? Cabinets.
Yeah.
And I rendered the entire upstairs of this massive house. And they realized after seeing the renders, they hated the layout. And so before they even broke ground, they were able to see their house and redesign it and get it approved.
That's awesome.
He said it saved them an astronomical amount of money in construction costs.
One, that's a testimony. Is this what you do for your business? Is this a business for you?
It's funny. It's what I'm trying to do. I tried it a long time ago and I wasn't very committed. And then just recently, about a year ago, I got bored one day, just drew up a quick 3D shipping container house and posted it. And somebody saw it and said, "Hey, I'm building a 6,000 square foot house. Can you do the renders for me?" And I said, sure. And so that's where it started. And then he posted that to his Facebook and his friends saw it, which were these last three big houses. And now I actually just got my first international client as well.
Nice, man. How, do you have a website, Dan?
I don't. Everything I've done has been word of mouth so far. And that's where I'm trying to scale up is, I post them to my personal Facebook, and I just posted the other day, and it's just people contacting me. So I guess that's kind of where I'm at. Is I absolutely know my service has helped anyone I've done renders for. Every house I've worked on, they've found something they hated and made changes before they even broke ground, and that's I guess where I'm at right now.
that's worth a lot of money in itself, just because of the change orders and the lost time, right? I mean,
yeah, I mean, it's 26,000 square foot for a house is just astronomical. It's only 2 stories, and I mean, they redid the entire upstairs, and it just, I can't imagine the cost it saved them. I mean, construction. I used to work construction, plumbing, wiring, floor joist layout, roof loads, things like that were caught before they even started on the foundation.
That's awesome, man. You should hook up with me. I'm in the process of looking to build a couple houses, one in Ohio, one in Florida.
Oh, okay.
Hook up with me. Yeah, I got a couple things I'm working on. I'm being patient with it. I wanted it done last year, but you know how that is. But yeah, man, I'd love for you to connect with me. Shoot me a private message inside of Facebook, and then people could follow you guys. Just find his comments over here, Dan, and connect with him if you have a house or a build out or whatever, and you want a 3D rendering, right, Dan? That's kind of what you do.
Yeah. So I always wanted to go to school to be an architect, but I never had the money for it, and so I kind of got around it, and I got into a design architect, and that I take 2D blueprints, and then I just fully turn them into 3D images. I can do videos of the house, like fly-throughs, and I can also now do VR, so you can like stand in your office and look around, and it's just cool.
That's amazing, man. Like I said, I'd love to talk to you. I'm sure my wife would be happy to hear this as well, because we're in the process of one for sure. It's just a matter of we're going to 1 or 2 houses. So
I got you.
Yeah, I'd love to connect with you, man. Awesome. Okay. Anything else on because you were asking another question here, right? Like, you're just trying to scale up. Like, what are you trying to do to scale this up? Are you trying to, well, one, being here, you're talking about it.
Yeah. I just know, I don't follow a lot of real estate people on Facebook, but I know anytime you come on, I just want to get on and watch and try to absorb some information. My wife and I bought our house that we're in now with cash. I got hit by a tornado, and so I spent 2 years, fully redoing it, and that's part of my drive for doing these renders as well. It's just I can visualize things that are 2D on paper in real time, and it's just the greatest feeling that I can now take that and help other people. So
it's a great gift, man. Again, because being in construction, right? Like looking at ugly houses my whole life, I can walk in and see what they look like. I know the house we redone in Ohio. I walked in, and I mean, it was like early 1900 build. Obviously, very boxy. It's it's laid. The layout's horrible. As soon as I walk in the door, I saw exactly what it could look like and would look like. And they're like, "You can't do that." I'm like, "What do you mean? This is easy." Like, they're like, "How would you move that here?" And I'm like, it's just beams. This is simple
just
stuff.
The wall.
Yeah, but like as you know, it's very hard for certain people to conceptualize that stuff.
Yeah, it's like we got ours, and it was a house built in the late 60s, and it had pink shag carpet everywhere. The bathrooms had cheap linoleum. The walls were pink, and I was like, oh, this house could be beautiful if we just move some stuff, take out floors, and people awesome. Like, I don't see it. I was like, I know you don't, but I do. Just trust me. It's my house anyway.
Exactly. Man, I think, one, I'd be contacting every architect under the moon. Start forging relationships when you don't have to. Not only that, man, I'd have a YouTube channel talking about saving millions of dollars or tens of thousands of dollars per project with 3D renderings.
Yeah.
How and why that could even happen. And then not only that, if you could show the virtual VR flow and like get people excited, it's like before and afters, people love that. It's like, listen, when you're at the project and you're trying to show your wife the dream home, because Dan, this is a real story. You understand how many people get in fights building a house? Like probably divorces, for real.
Yeah. I mean, that was kind of on one of the first major houses I did. He wanted a real dark countertops, and she wanted light, and they wouldn't know which one would go best with their 100% custom kitchen. And so I just rendered both out. For me, it only took 2 minutes.
Yep.
And they both instantly agreed on the light cabinets after seeing it.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, so I mean, you're saving marriages with 3D renderings, literally. How much is a divorce? And
more than 75 cents per square foot.
But no, I mean, I would show, I think I did see the ones you did with the boxes, so I think if you could just show that, because that's a huge thing. Actually, there's a guy on here, Christopher. He actually does a lot of tiny home stuff. So if you do like, tiny, home renderings and get where, hooky words like tiny homes rendering, 3D renderings, how it works and why it works. Hey, if you're trying to build your dream home, why you should do 3D renderings and why, like all this stuff could be, I mean, dude, this is educational video 101. It's endless.
Sure.
It's like show the story you just shared about like, hey, you're sitting there, you're fighting with your spouse over dinner about should I go light cabinets or dark cabinets? Mm-hmm. Well, with 3D renderings, watch this. Click, click. Ooh, click, click. Ooh, which one would you pick?
Yeah, you can have any option without spending, without buying 2 kitchens.
Yeah, and I'm not even, like, that's awesome. I'm more thinking about all the emotional tack, because you know how many people fight about, hey man, I want this floor. No, I think this floor will look better. No, I want this chimney over here. I want this fire. Like, it's endless.
Sure.
It's endless. It's like, well, with 3D renderings, we're able to show you multiple views, multiple looks, color choices, etc. And, we'll save your marriage one 3D rendering at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Real. It is the number one. I'm telling you, fights galore, man.
I think so. I could see it after a few projects, and it, like you said, with the emotions of it, if you're building these massive houses for yourself, your family, you're going to want them to be done the right way. And, if you can't even agree on the tour or something, it's not going to be smooth sailing.
Dude, the best thing I like about it, you're actually selling the future. They can actually step foot in their house before they break ground.
Yeah. Yep.
You're selling time. You're selling time and future. Like, it's like literally we can step foot inside of your house today without ever breaking ground. What is that worth to you? People that have money, we're all trying to figure out how to expedite stuff. We're all trying to figure out how to get, buy time at the highest level.
Yeah.
Like you said, this 3D rendering, if you can get them in that 3D rendering and show them how, like, hey, I hate the upstairs. Let's change it. You literally save them so much time and energy.
Yeah. And it's at first he said he wanted to redo the upstairs, and I was like, oh, this is a bummer because I have all this time in it. But I instantly thought, I just saved him all this time, and I'm still getting paid for it.
Absolutely.
But I saved him all this headache and construction issues of tearing down walls or whatever.
I love it, man. Please hit me up for real. I know. Yeah, I'm dead serious. I'd be interested in utilizing your service and helping. That'd be awesome. Yeah, save my marriage, Dan. Please.
Hey, I'll do my best.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you, buddy. Scale up, but don't wait, man. Now's the time for sure.
Yeah, thank you for having me on here too.
Definitely. Thank you, Dan. Appreciate it, buddy.
Bye. Cool. So guys and gals, patience, it's awesome. Here's the thing is your value proposition and knowing your worth is a real thing. And you got to be all in. That's another chapter 16, all in. Marketing. You guys understand no matter what business you're in, you're always in marketing and sales. Whatever business you're in, 3D rendering, that's your product. If you sell apartment buildings, that's your product. If you sell mugs, that's your product. Marketing and sales is what business you're really in. If you don't come to grips with that, you won't be in business long and you'll never live to the highest level. Hey, Connor and Mark, I'm trying to map out my action steps to get to 4x4 wholesaling. I did about 8 deals last year. So to try and hit that 16 to 20 deal mark this year is the goal. I'm a Wayman show right now, but I guess my question is, to get to 4x4 is simply pumping out more marketing, get more opportunities. Yes. To do 4 deals a month is not hard at all. The thing is you have to streamline your conversations. You have to focus on the ones that matter, and you have to convert deals. That's how you close 4 deals. Guys, I closed 4 deals with me and an assistant. I've always had an assistant, so that's kind of, I think everyone should have an assistant, by the way. But I've always had an assistant. I've always understood the value in someone that could help me do the things I absolutely hate doing. I hate doing little things that feel like they're not doing anything. They're important, but it's just like something I feel like I just can't do it, so I hand that off. But good stuff, Connor. So yeah, man, just keep your head down, have high-quality conversations. Don't focus on, like, it's not about being hard. It's about deal making. It's about putting the deal together. New and improved. Every one of you watching me right now in 6 months should be a different person. 6 months from that point, a different person. Follow me long enough, you'll realize every 2 to 6 months, I've changed drastically. What I'm talking about, what I'm thinking about,
where we're moving forward to or back. Like we're changing all the time. We're evolving. We're developing. We're grinding. We're pushing. When I say grinding, I'm not talking Gary Vee grinding. I'm talking like grinding in the brain, trying to figure out how to be a better human being. We're always pushing levers, and we're changing. Our friends are growing. Our friends are developing. We're watching. We're winning. And if you see people winning online, you should be telling them, good job, inspired. Financial freedom. What does that mean to you? Is it 10 grand a month, 100 grand a month, or $1 million a month or more? There's no right or wrong. It's your financial freedom number. Here's a couple things I would tell you. Find out what your bare bones financial freedom number is. Make a path to get there. First of all, to make 10 grand a month, you got to make 5 grand a month. To make 5 grand a month, you got to make 1,000 a month. Figure out what your businesses can do for you to get you to your financial freedom number. What is the number? And I'm not saying you have to be hog wild on this. Condense it. Get it down as low as you can. See where you're at. If it's at $3,700 a month, that's all I'm focused on. I'm patient and I'm urgent to accomplish $3,700 a month residually coming into my business and my life to pay for my lifestyle. Now from that point forward, I can grow, I can develop. Now it's 5,000, 8,000, 12,000, 15,000 and beyond, way more. Do you guys understand? There's so many people that make 6 figures a month without working. You guys know that, right? It's true. I know it's true. There's people that do it hourly, daily, all the time. So what are you doing to get yourself in the position to accomplish that? You got to set goals. You got to set numbers. You got to gamify them. The magician effect. That's why everyone would want to buy this book, is how do you become the magician? Well, we go through this at a high level to share this magician type effect opportunity. And it's Friday, again, at 12:34 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The opportunities will be amazing. Hey, how do you calculate your financial freedom number in your opinion? Again, how much is your cost to live? Your house, your car, your electric, your taxes, all this stuff. You got to figure that out. If it's $96,000 a year, well, you need 8 grand a month minimum, right? And then you grow from there. But again, here's what I see most people do. I want 10 grand a month. Well, hey, dipshit, you only spend 4 grand a month. Your first number is 4 grand a month, right? Because what happens, you get deflated. You can feel defeated because you're not getting closer to the 10. You know, I only be at 1,200 a month, but to the 4,000, it's powerful. I possibly will be going live. Yes, I am going live, Paul, at 12:34. Be ready. 12:34 Eastern Standard Time, Friday. If you guys need anything, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Make sure to be ready. 6:30 p.m. is why I got 2 shows tomorrow. 6:30 p.m. with my boy Mike. Huge success. Bring your questions. Bring your brain. Be ready. We're here to improve lives, make an impact, and help you guys develop. Magician versus Mule. Magician versus Mule. Guys, do me a huge favor. Take a picture. I'm doing it now as well. Pull your phone out. Take a picture of this show. Post it on social media and tag me. I'm going to be doing some gifts and giveaways over the next 5 days, over $100,000. It might be DM swag, hats, shirts, mugs, lighter. Who knows? It's going to be DM something because that's the way we roll. I don't even sell this stuff. Maybe it's a red one. Maybe it's a white one. Maybe it's a black hat. Who knows? Anyways, I got folders. I got books. I got some cool things that we're going to be doing on Friday. Tag me at Mark Evans DM. Share this video. The more shares, the more tags, the more opportunity you are. I'm going to be choosing some people Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I believe, on who's going to win all this amazing stuff. Someone's going to win spend a lot of time with us. There's some really neat things. I don't want to let all that out back today. But guys, I appreciate you being here. This has been a long show. I appreciate your time, energy, and effort. If you need anything, hit me up. Friday, 12:34 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Snap a picture. Let's do it. Hold on. Let's get this pic. Tag me. Let's go. Happy Friday. Happy Tuesday, folks. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you, guys. Make today count. Peace.